Aloha friends, welcome back to Hawaiian Storybook Time with Auntie Ka'ai. Today I'm going to read to you a story called The Three Little Hawaiian Pigs and the Magic Shark. Written by Donivee, Martin Laird, and illustrated by Jossem. One morning in Hawaii, a mother and father pig called their children together. "Our dear pua'a keiki," they said with sorrow in their voices. "As much as we love you, it is time for you to become grown-ups and seek your own way in the world. Here is a sack of money for each of you. Spend it wisely and always be careful of strangers." After saying aloha to their parents, the three little pigs set off down the road looking forward to a life full of happiness, adventure, and riches. They had gone only a short distance when they met a man with a load of pili grass. "Aha," said the first little pig. "This is for me. I will build myself a grass house and live beside the sea." So he bought the pili grass and happily headed towards the beach where he built his house. It was finished quickly and he took his pole, his net, his small bucket for opihi, and he went fishing. The other two little pigs went on until they met a man selling driftwood. "Aha," said the second little pig. "This is for me. I will build myself a house of driftwood and live beside the sea." Feeling pleased with himself, he quickly built his house and went to join the first little pig fishing and scraping opihi off the slippery rocks. The third little pig went on until he met a man selling lava rock. "Aha," said the third little pig. "This is for me. I will build myself a house of lava rock and live beside the sea and go fishing with my brothers." It took many days to build the house, and before it was done, one brother came to visit the third little pig. "Why are you wasting your time on such a hard house to build?" he asked. "We are pau with our houses and have time to fish and take it easy surfing and playing. Forget this house, come with us." The third little pig just shook his head and said he would rather take his time and build a strong house. After many days of hard work, the lava rock house was finished. It was sturdy and strong, and the third little pig was pleased with his work. He checked his doors and windows carefully to be sure his house was snug and safe. Then off he went to join his brothers beside the sea. The three little pigs threw their nets and pulled in reef creatures like the brilliant yellow tang, the horned humuhumu, or the slimy octopus he'e. They climbed over the wet rocks, scraping off the delicious opihi, and once in a while they caught puhipaka, the fierce fanged eel. Sometimes they took their poles and standing far out on the rocks fished the deeper waters for the larger ulua, opakapaka, and ahi. They played tag, splashed in the tide pools, and chased tiny sand crabs. Their days were clear and sunny and cooled by gentle trade winds. When the waves broke just right beside the reef, they took their surfboards and caught long, breathtaking rides to the beach. Meanwhile, an evil shark watched them from deep down where the water is green. Back and forth swam the magic shark, his long teeth shining in the gloomy water. He especially wanted to eat the three little pigs since they looked so sweet and tender. He knew he couldn't catch them on the rocks, for the lava was sharp and the pigs too quick. He wished they would fall off their surfboards, but the pigs were too good and went too fast through the rough water. So watching and planning, the magic shark drooled and thought of yummy little pigs. One morning, unable to stand his craving any longer, the magic shark disguised himself as a shave ice man and knocked on the door of the first little pig's house. Little pig, let me come in," he called. "I have plenty shave ice." The little pig peeked out of the window. He was hot and thirsty, and the cool, colorful shave ice looked so tasty. He grabbed his money and started to open the door. But just in time, he saw a fin on the shave ice man's back, and he knew it was really the magic shark. He quickly shut and locked the door. The shark knocked harder and called, little pig, let me come in." "Oh no," cried the little pig, "not by the hair of my chinny chin chin." The magic shark was hot and hungry, and the little pig's answer made him very mad. He yelled, little pig, let me come in, or I will huff and I will puff and I will blow your house down." The little pig did not open his door. After all, he wasn't crazy. He knew what the magic shark wanted. So the very mad magic shark huffed, and the very mad magic shark puffed, and the very mad magic shark blew down the first little pig's house. The first little pig ran out of the back door and down the path to the house of the second little pig. The very mad magic shark went back to the ocean to cool off and make a new plan. In a few days, the magic shark was hungry for little pigs again. This time, he dressed up as a beach boy wearing white pants, a coconut leaf hat, and a lei around his neck. He knocked on the door of the second little pig's house and called, little pig, let's talk story and play ook." The little pigs grabbed their ukulele and nose flute and opened the door. The beach boy smiled and the little pigs saw rows and rows of long, sharp, white teeth, and just in time they slammed the door. Little pig, let me come in," called the hot and hungry magic shark anxiously. "Oh no," cried the little pigs. They knew that was no friendly beach boy out on the steps. "Not by the hairs in our chins." This made the magic shark upset, so he roared, "Then I will huff and I will puff and I will blow your house down." Just as he said he would, the very upset magic shark huffed, then the very upset magic shark puffed, and the very upset magic shark blew down the house of the second little pig. The little pig and his brother jumped out of the window and ran down the path to the house of the third little pig. Once more, the magic shark, hot and still hungry, swam angrily down to his watery home to plot and scheme. After a few days, his hunger pangs were so bad that the magic shark decided to try again. This time, he went pretending to be a lei seller. He knocked on the third little pig's door and called sweetly, little pig, let me come in. I have leis to sell." The three little pigs loved to wear leis and were so happy to hear a sweet voice calling. They looked out and saw the lei seller in her mu'umu'u and lauhala hat with flower leis on her arms. But then they also saw a shark's tail sticking out from under the mu'umu'u. They knew who that was, so they rushed around locking the doors and windows. Little pig, let me come in," called the magic shark, growing upset. "Oh no," answered the little pigs, "not by the hairs in our chins." "You will be sorry," screamed the furious magic shark in his loudest voice. "I will huff and I will puff and I will blow your house down." No one answered and no one opened the door. So the furious magic shark huffed and the furious magic shark puffed, and he huffed and he puffed and he blew, and nothing happened. Again he huffed and he puffed and he huffed and he puffed and he blew and still nothing happened. Once more the furious magic shark huffed and the furious magic shark puffed and the furious magic shark huffed and the furious magic shark puffed and the furious magic shark blew and still the lava rock house stood firm. Now this made the magic shark extremely furious. So gathering up all of his air, the extremely furious magic shark huffed and puffed and huffed and puffed and huffed and puffed and blew until whoosh, curse, splat! He fell on the ground all out of air, looking like a flat balloon. It was quiet and still, and the three little pigs cautiously peeked out of the house. Seeing the very flat magic shark, they quickly ran outside, rolled him up like a straw mat, and tied a string around him. Then, taking him off to the dump, they threw him away. When they returned to the seashore, the third little pig helped his brothers build sturdy rock houses, and once they were finished, the three little pigs gave a large party. They invited all their friends and relatives, as well as a shave ice man, without a fin, to serve refreshments, a beach boy, without rows of sharp white teeth, to join the musicians, and a lei seller, without a shark's tail, to give out leis. From then on, the three little pigs lived safely and peacefully beside the sea. The end. Mahalo friends for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this story. I like how they wrote this story after the original story of the three little pigs and the big bad wolf. I learned that this book was published here on Oahu in Honolulu by a company called Barnaby Books in 1981. And I like the message of this story, just like the original. You know, the third pig, he took his time to build his strong home made out of lava rock, out of stone, and he wanted to build a strong house. And even though his other two pig friends were out fishing and having fun at the beach and enjoying themselves, and they came and tried to tell him, what are you wasting your time building that home? Come with us and let's go fishing and have fun. And that third pig was determined, right? He didn't want to give up. He wanted to build his strong house and take his time doing that. So what this tells me is, whatever you set your mind to, just never give up. Just keep working hard until you finish your task and you have a great outcome at the end. So I hope you enjoyed this story, and I will see you again next time. Ahui ho!